Hi, in today's video, I'm going to demonstrate Stable Diffusion along with Reactor. Now, in case you're not familiar with Stable Diffusion, it's a text-to-image model which was introduced back in 2022, and it is extremely powerful. The issue is that Stable Diffusion is a little complicated to execute. For example, to execute it, you need to fork a git, install Python, and run various commands. Luckily, there are other options available. For example, Google Colab provides you notebooks through which you can actually execute Stable Diffusion. The only thing to highlight is that you need to have a pro version, which means that you have paid for it. Other options include that if you have a GPU machine, you can actually install Stable Diffusion, WebUI, as well as Reactor, which is an extension. I'll go back to Stable Diffusion. Okay, to begin with, let's assume I'm looking forward for a new display picture for my LinkedIn profile. To do that, I'll provide a prompt. The prompt is about a business persona who's in a corporate office. Now, of course, there are some settings which are being provided. For example, the width and height of the image. I'll go ahead and click on generate. Now, this output image is good enough from a demonstration perspective. The only thing that I would want to do is to face swap, which means bring my face instead of the face which is generated by the textual prompt. If you scroll at the very top, you can find under extensions, I have WebUI Reactor extension already installed. So back to text to image, I'll scroll down, I'll go to Reactor, and over here, I'll provide my face as an input image. As you can see, my face has been provided. I'll scroll down. I want to highlight that you can have multiple face swaps in one go, separated by commas. This is important. By dragging it to one, I'm forcing the output image to have a resemblance with my face. I also want to highlight that next time I'll click generate, there would be a different image which will be outputted based upon the textual prompt. But the only difference is going to be that my face is going to be part of the output image. Now, as you can see, a new image has been generated, but this time it is influenced by my face. From a demonstration perspective, this is okay, but can we do better? Absolutely. Stable Diffusion also allows us to harness image to image. Image to image allows us to provide any image as an input and then perform the face swap using Reactor extension. I'll scroll down and in the Reactor settings, again, I'll provide my face as an input image. Another setting that I would encourage you to play around with is the denoising strength. Denoising strength is a variable which is at the heart of Stable Diffusion, so I would encourage you to look into that. I brought it down to much lower. Another important thing is that once you have provided the input image over here, you need to click on this triangle, which will ensure that the aspect ratio is retained. If at all there is a change in the input, as you can see, the width is now 1024 and the height is 700. I'll go back and I'll say generate. Now at this point I want to take a pause and I want to invite the viewers to consider the quality of the output which has been generated. The original image is intact with only my face being swapped by Reactor. Now despite that it is not the primary topic for today's discussion, I want to give rise to the notion that tools like these will distort our social fabric. Anyone who has access to one image of yours can create fabricated images or impersonate your identity. Please also consider that I did not train a neural network. I only provide one input image and I did not even create a control net. So perhaps it's a good idea to share it with your colleagues and fellows so that they are educated about the capabilities of such tools. We will continue with the rest of the demonstration. Next, I would want to demonstrate a slightly different image as an input. Now, the reason I've chosen this image as a demonstration is because in this image, the view is on the left hand side, the character is looking on the left hand side. However, if you look at the input image of mine that I provided, my view is on the right hand side. Let's see how good Stable Diffusion handles it. Once again, we'll go to the triangle and adjust the aspect ratio. This time I'll also showcase you denoising strength. I'm going to make it extremely lower and click generate. As you can see, the output image has been generated and it has a very remarkable similarity to the input image which was being provided. So Stable Diffusion did a good job. However, what if I try to increase the denoise strength just as a demonstration? So let me bring it to 0.41 and regenerate. Next, I want to demonstrate how Stable Diffusion handles those images in which there is a lot of artwork. Now the important thing to highlight in this image is that not only there is a lot of color, but the face is also covered with multiple ornaments. Let's go ahead and see how Stable Diffusion handles it. Once again, we'll click on the triangle, adjust the aspect ratio. I'll bring the denoise strength to absolute 0. I'll make sure that my code former weight is at 1 and I'll click generate. As you can see, the ornaments are pretty much the same. However, my face inside the image has changed. Next, I want to demonstrate another feature which is part of image to image but in Paint. And I'll showcase you the need for it first of all. To demonstrate that scenario, I'll go ahead and input an image. As you can see in this particular image, there are some objects which are in front of the face. Let's go ahead and see how Stable Diffusion handles it. Okay, it did a decent job in terms of face swap. However, as you can see, the objects which were in front of the face are blurred out, and that's where you need to make use of another feature which is called Inpaint. So I'll go to Inpaint. Once you have imported the image, Inpaint allows you to mask the areas which you want to be replaced. So the entire image will not go through the swap, only the portion that you're gonna mask will be affected by it. So first of all, I'll go ahead and mask this image. As you can see, I have masked the face and now I'll go ahead and generate. Now as you can see in the output image, the face has been swapped, but the other objects which were covering the face are intact. I hope you liked this demonstration. It's an extremely powerful tool and I'll encourage you to have a closer look at it. Thank you.